I'm not gonna lie. So, I remember I think it was yesterday's stream, talking about change, right? And just change. Shit, that's told me hold on. There we go. So, trying to, like, figure out where I want to go with this first. You know what I just realized? Remember that amulet that we picked up? On this outfit, he's wearing it. Look at it right there. Look at it on around his neck. Remember that amulet we found? It's right fucking there. That's actually hilarious that I noticed that. That's hilarious. No, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I just noticed it just now. I was looking at my character. I'm like, wait, like that's the amulet we picked up. So I've been on a journey of change these last couple of weeks, and it's fucking weird. It's fucking weird. It's like I'm learning to accept a lot of shit, but it feels like I'm losing that fighter in me. Because when people say acceptance, I don't think of the word acceptance. My brain immediately puts it into you gave up and you became complacent. Right? That's how I see the word acceptance. Even though I know that's not what it means, but like at least when it comes to me, whenever like my brain hears, oh, you just gotta accept it, you just gotta accept it. My brain naturally triggers. Naturally. Because when people say accept, I hear, oh, give up. Right? I know it's not the same thing, but the way my brain registers the term, it is the same thing. Right? And to become complacent means you stop fighting. When you stop fighting, it means you gave up. And my brain mentally breaks that word down until eventually it gets to you gave up. Right? Now again, I know that's not a good thing. I know that's not. But comes with change. I'm sorry. I'm learning. Like somebody told me when I was like talking to them about life and stuff like that. There's one of the friends I was hanging out with last night. They said like, "Oh, you should record yourself when you talk like this." And I was like, "Why?" And then they were like, I think it would just be good if you recorded yourself when you talk like this. Cuz he was like, "Oh, I think that's like the real you talking is when you talk like this." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he goes, you he said the way you talk and the way you describe when I talk like this. He said it sounded very profound. Like even as I'm talking, you can tell there's still thought going through, which means that at any point when I'm talking like this, I'm open to interpretations. I'm open to different answers. I'm open to possibilities. It's because my brain isn't defiant right now when I go on these type of rants. My brain is very open, and it's kind of like accepting. Again, going back to the main topic, it's very much in a form of acceptance when I'm in this way. Like right now, I don't see the word acceptance as me giving up. It's me just the same way my character is literally just sitting here and vibing. You know, he's breathing, he's taking his time. That's what I'm doing right now. You know, I'm accepting the world around me, and I'm just vibing with it. Right? In all my jobs, I've been asked, hey, like, why do you never look stressed at your jobs? Or, like, why are you always so nonchalant at your jobs? And nobody really ever likes my answer, or they think I'm lying. But the answer is when I'm at work, my brain is never at work. My brain is always on some next shit, whether good or bad, or like even like, hey, okay, like example, remember yesterday when I ended stream, I was like, oh, I hope I get out of work early so I can come back and stream again, right? That's where my brain was at work. My brain was like, I really hope we close early so I can go back and stream this shit tonight, right? Point is, whenever you're in a stressful environment, take your brain away from it. Take your brain away from it, and you will be able to handle everything so much more better. Like, especially in my last job, especially in my last job. For those who don't know, my last job, I was a like group leader slash instructor for kids from kindergarten through fifth grade. Very fun time. Very fun time. It was nice being able to teach like the generation and shit like that. It was pretty cool. Um, but point is, kids can be very stressful. Is what I'm getting at here. Especially like near a hundred of them in the same room. And while I was watching, and I would be watching all my like coworkers like stressing the fuck out, I'm over here just like laughing. I'm over here just laughing, smiling, keeping my mouth shut. And I'm just like watching everyone like having panic attacks. It was the funniest shit ever. Like looking back, probably really fucked up, but like in my head I never understood that. I was like, yo, like just X yourself out from the situation mentally. You can still be there physically in the situation, just X yourself out there mentally. And then one could say, oh, but you're detaching yourself. And I'm like, yes, I am detaching myself, but not from the environment around me. I'm detaching myself from the negative aspects that the environment is bringing. There's a difference. Most people can't differentiate those two. They just say, oh, you're disconnecting yourself from the environment. Yes, I am, but not the environment. I'm disconnecting myself from the negative aspects of the environment. A lot of people have a hard time doing that. They either exit out altogether or they feel they need to take it all on in one go. That's what she said. Um, yeah, I bet you weren't expecting that joke. No, so problem about yeah, no. I gotta keep the audience on the toes. I gotta keep chat on toes, even if it's just one person. Um, that's something I would always tell like my ex partners and stuff like that. I would always be like, oh, I gotta keep you on your toes. Like there would be times I did the most random shit, and then they'd be like, "What the fuck was that?" And I'm like, "Oh, I gotta keep you on your toes." Like even if it was like throwing, like okay, before somebody takes this out of context, like I would like throw like shit at my partner sometimes, but like I would be sitting right next to them, and I would just like toss something in their lap, and they'd be like, "What the fuck?" And I'd be like, "Oh, just I gotta keep you on your toes. Gotta keep you always guessing of what the fuck I'm gonna do, right?" It's the funniest shit, by the way. It's the funniest shit. But you accept whatever the world brings you. Good, bad, spontaneous. Fucking just deal with it. It's okay to detach yourself from things in life. It's okay to do that. Especially if the things you're detaching yourself from are bringing you more harm than good. That is the specification I'm giving this sentence. It's okay to detach yourself, especially if it's from the things that are hurting you. Don't feel like you need to put up with everything in life, because you don't. You don't. Life will always have its monkey wrenches, so to speak. Always. There's nothing you can do about it. But, like I think I've said on this channel, you can't control what the world throws at you. But you can control how you react to those things that the world throws at you. It goes back to the mind, if you will. It goes back to yourself at the end of the day. Right? If you love yourself, nobody can ever truly tear you down. Nobody. I'm still learning that lesson. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm 25, turned 26, and I'm still figuring out the old learn to love yourself thing. Probably why my partners in the past didn't work out. Probably why, looking back. Because I skipped a step, you know. Anybody can love somebody else, but like the step they skip, yeah, they forgot to love themselves. And that bites you in the ass later on. In the worst possible moments, too. I, as you can probably hear it in my voice, I know from experience. It's, uh, it's not worth it to lose someone because you didn't love yourself enough. It's not a good one. Basically, work that shit out while you're young, is what I'm saying. Try to get at least that particular part worked out before or around you turning 25. It's hard to love yourself, but it's also simultaneously easy to love yourself. It is. It is. Very much is. It's just that throughout the years of us going through high school or just school especially, that's when the world kind of starts breaking us down. Whether it be the school system, people that we meet in school, or just our parents. Majority of the time, I think it's parents, but that's a separate conversation. That's the whole nature versus nurture debate, and more often than not, it's a bit of both. It's never just one. It's most likely a bit of both. Um, I think it's based on this person's circumstances that one is more than the other, but more often than not, it has to do with both. I fucking hated that question on the essay, by the way. I don't know if anybody like remembers that question. That was actually one of the questions they did for like state tests that you had to write a humongous essay on. Yeah, annoying as fuck. Um, we're getting sidetracked here, but yeah, learn to accept the world around you. Trust me, you will be a lot better off. You can either fight the current or you can go with it. I told this to my friend last night. You can either turn with the world or you can go against it. And don't think because you're choosing to go with the turning of the world that doesn't mean that you yourself cannot create your own strides in the turning of this universe. Don't think as you turning with the universe as you're being a follower or you're just going along with everyone else. That could be what that means if you look at it in the negative way. It's really easy for your brain to make that into a very dark and negative statement, as I just did. But the fact of the matter is, the positive version of that statement, and I'll say it again, just because you choose to turn along with the world doesn't mean you cannot make your own great strides in it. Okay? I know that's a really tough pill to swallow. I can imagine. Because, either no one's ever told you that in your life, because most of us don't really get that option. Um, it's either, we're just either forced to do something we don't want to, or unfortunate circumstances guide our hand. It's very rare that we have a choice in this world. It's more of the illusion of choice, if you will. Um, and it sucks. It does suck. It's very much illusion of choice and not actual choice. Yes, you do have times in your life where you do get the actual choice to do something, but more often than not, we make the wrong one in the moments that matter. Let's be honest. Just think about a couple of things in your life that you may have gone through, and looking back at it, you're like, man, I probably should have did option B. And you had both options. You chose to do one possibly based on impulse and emotion instead of thought, reason, and logic. It's okay to act on your emotions. We're fucking human, and that's okay. It's okay to feel. It's okay to go through it. But when it starts controlling every choice you make, that's when you have to evaluate how much control you have over your own emotions and your own thought. And you need to sit down and you need to ask yourself, what the fuck are you doing? What do you want? And how are you going to get there? And do you want help? Those are probably the most biggest important questions in life. When you really sit down and you go inside your own head, it's a fucking beautiful thing. It's a very beautiful thing. And once you kind of figure this out and you get this thought process going, you'll be surprised how things shift around you in the most positive way. And it's super fucking weird because you notice the shift from negative, just everything around you, to just slowly turning positive. And it feels super fucking weird. Again, we go back to the main topic of this conversation, change. Change is fucking weird. It's fucking weird. We push it away as soon as we feel it because it's something we're not used to. It's something we're not familiar with. We're used to either the same fucking bullshit on a daily basis, and the moment shit starts going a little right, we either push it away and we fucking panic, or we act like it's not happening and we ignore it. Or, the very rare one is we fucking go with it and we stop fighting it and we accept it. The cool thing about life, but the most annoying part about it, is that life can be as easy or as hard as you want to make it. Not because of money or finding a job or any of that. None of that. It all starts with how you how you handle things. Again, We can't choose what the world throws at us, but we can choose how it affects us. Life can give you the most shittiest hand, but if the entire time you just said, alright, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm dealing with, and I'm gonna fucking find my way out, and you focus on that aspect, you'll make it out. You'll make it out. You just need to not drop that mentality. Like, how do I say this? I'm trying to wrap this up in a bow here. Just like the monks do. The world can be going to hell around a monk. And what does the monk do? He looks around, probably bows his head. He sits down and he thinks. And he meditates. And he blocks out the entire world around him. Not because he needs to, or because he wants to, but because he knows as everything is going to shit around him, all he needs is his peace of mind. And that's a very beautiful thing if you have it in life. Because remember, and I've said this to many people in my life, and I learned it from a friend of mine. You cannot do a single thing if you don't have your peace of mind. You cannot handle anything that life throws at you without a peace of mind. You cannot handle or face your own problems without a peace of mind. You cannot help or try to understand others without a peace of mind. A peace of mind can get you anywhere in this world. And I'm not saying a peace as in a puzzle piece. I'm saying peace as in peace and tranquility. Peace of mind. You'll be surprised how far that can get you in life. It's nice to know when your brain isn't trying to make problems out of every little fucking thing. When you learn to accept and you go with the change and you maintain that peace of mind, that's when life kind of looks at you and says, yeah, this one figured it out. Yes, he figured it out. Let's start making some moves for him. Because I am a very big believer of there is definitely some otherworldly energy in this universe. There is. And you can learn to manipulate it. You can. You so can. It's just it's a lot of work to do so. It's a lot of fucking work. Because when we want to be positive, there's a weird ass reason why the world throws us a shit ton of negative as soon as we start building our own positive. It's because that's the world testing us, saying like, "Oh, is this person really ready? Really fucking ready for this? Are they really ready for that up in their life? That come up? Let's test it. Let's see it." Why do you think one of my favorite images of all time is it's the guy mining, right? It's the guy on the top mining, and he gives up. He's walking away, but right behind where where if he would have finished mining, it was the giant diamond, right? Versus the guy who kept digging and got the diamond. It is very much when life is throwing the most out of us that it is probably wanting to help us. It's just more of it's testing you. It's testing you. And then once you get past that, for whatever reason, shit just starts going your way. Maybe you have a couple of days, maybe a week or so of like, man, like why the fuck is everything going really well? Because you got fucking rewarded. You got rewarded for your fucking patience. And fucking based on that, like, kind of like a tangent, but if you're just waiting on something and you only help people to, like, hopefully it comes back to you and you're like, yo, bro, I've been doing all X, Y, and Z, why is it not coming back to me? Automatically, you're not getting anything. The cool part about life is it comes back to you when you least expect it. Small fucking world. We've all heard that saying, small world. The whole part about life is living it and experiencing it. And it happens for you. It happens for you. You just need to seize the moments that it's telling you, hey, this is your door of opportunity. This is what we were talking about yesterday. Opportunity, door of opportunity. Life happens for you. You just need to fucking seize it when it does. Because most of us either aren't paying attention and we let that shit skip, or we don't seize it when it happens. We say, oh, it'll be there later. And then when we go back to it, it's fucking gone. And we're like, fuck, I should have did this. And that's where regret starts. And that shit follows us. And then, who knows, by the time we're fucking old, man, we're like, yo, I could have did this, I could have did that. Regret, regret. It's just another word of saying you regret something. Start living your fucking life. You may not be able to control every aspect of it, but you always do have a choice. It could be in the most minor fucking way. Or again, it could be the illusion of choice, but the point is make that choice. Don't let it pass you up, because you never know where that choice could lead you. The most smallest of fucking choices can either lead you down an incredibly beautiful road or an incredibly rocky one. And majority often than not, they're made from the most minor decisions that slowly escalate into either good ones or bad ones. And it's up to you as a person and what you're going through and what you feel to decide how you go across them. Change is inevitable. It is, whether you like it or not, for good or for bad, change is inevitable. And you gotta learn to accept that. And once you do, you'll be flowing like water, brothers and sisters. In the words of my man Bruce Lee, flow like water, alright? I think it's he goes, you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Water can flow or water can crash. Be water, my friend. Basically saying that we as humans are more adaptable than we think. We're very good at solving things more than we think. We're very good at reacting and handling things. Because in situations, whether good or bad, we are forced to adapt to that situation. Most of us don't, some of us do. And we become the situation. We become the person needed to overcome that problem. But only if we have that right state of mind, that peace of mind. And again, once you have all of this and you learn these lessons, life happens for you. It's called a spiritual journey for a reason. It's called a lifelong journey for a reason. So live it and experience it. Stay saucy, boys. Stay saucy. Alright. And that was Nuggets talk for today. That was Nuggets talk. I really should do something with these, shouldn't I? Maybe. I really should. You know what? Let me clip this shit. Maybe I'll fucking do something with it.